Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for yet another episode of Final Fantasy 13. We're going to start off with a bang, and we're going to end up fighting a behemoth. Look at that, he has like a minigun on his little head. So, once again, we're going to just have Vanille start off with a little bit of heals, top us up after that initial attack, and then straight in with Ravager and Commandos. Sorry. Ravengers, plural, and a commando. So once again, we're just attacking with lightning just to slow down that descending stagger bar, and then with triple commando, or triple Ravagers, and then back to attacking twice with commando, back to try disaster, and you'll see there that there's certain times where the guys, the AI companions rather, they can cast and then literally recast all their attacks in like a continuous volley. So if you're actually changing quite regularly, you can actually get more attacks from your AI companions than you would originally think. And what's great then is when you get to a certain level of stagger, watch this, one attack from the commando does over 1,500 damage. Like, that's just the benefit of having such a high stagger. Now, I wasn't going as probably offensive as I could have, but look at this area. It is so beautiful. Just, and like, even like the crystal fire, like the fal'Cie blowing up even turned the flames into crystallized flames. Like, it looks so pretty. And we're collecting some really nice, handy artificial materials that can sell well. And we have a few Deceptisols, so I kind of was thinking, am I going to run by this encounter? Maybe, maybe not. No, I'll actually just run in. Now, I'm going to just say it here. I did really, really bad. Because I should have just blitzed these ballerina things. But instead we single targeted, and then we were just in a bit of bother because then all the other staggers ran out. So we got like one useful stagger, and again Vanille is like curing, so like that's grand. But it's just, it could have been so much better. And then you'll see, I'm looking here and I'm like, oh my god, the electro kick. The last time they did this, I ended up dying. But once you stagger them, they actually like stop the attack that they were going to do. So we were quite lucky there in getting that. And then like that, if we just all out attack with 3 Ravengers, we're able to stagger and then move over to our Relentless Assault to follow up with some high damage. Now, as it happens, the Psycom Ranger is weak to magic, so between the Ravenger's magic and Ruin, which is just basically the commando's non-elemental magical attacks. So you can actually just have a really high magic user, and just when Lightning is then in commando form, she will just use Ruin instead of the attack command. But obviously if you're up against an enemy that is resistant to magic but weak to physical, then you're obviously better off attacking, you know? Now, this is a callback to when Lightning said Psycom's elites. So here we have these, again, just, I suppose, mechanical monstrosities, you know? And again, we're just going to use Blitz to try and, like, just maintain the stagger and kind of across a few of them. But I end up just focusing down the centaur here. Now, can anyone realize what I forgot to do? And what I forgot to do is cast Libra. So unfortunately, we aren't going to get the data for this guy unless we fight him a different time, or, you know, another enemy. And I only thought of it there, and I'm like, wait, Libra, 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 and then he died. So, my bad. But the good news is that the achievement for getting all of the, what's the word, entries like fully scanned and Librized, and you know, basically when you go into the data log, you can flick along through all the different entries. And the difference then is that if you don't have everything, it'll just have like the entry and there'll be question marks. But in the actual data log, it could have like a tick, and that tick basically means, oh, you have it in the data log and it is fully discovered, I suppose is the right word. And this is where I'm like, oh wait, Libra. Granted, could have used Libra on those little soldiers, but like, look, we're not going to worry about it too much. There are plenty. It is by no means you must have every single thing scanned in. The only stipulation is that you do 100 of them, and we are going to get that well before the part of the game where, spoilers, later on, well, I'll keep it as vague as possible, but you can basically partake in bonus challenges to fight special monsters, and so each of those monsters would be like 89 completely unique monsters you can add to the data log. So, you know, I wouldn't worry about it too much, but definitely just get into the habit, because it will make the battles quicker, it'll make you taking people out a lot quicker, the AI will know what they're doing a lot more, so it is just a useful thing, and it isn't that much of a cost deficit to do so. But back to the Crystarium, we got a good few amount of stuff there. So Commando is now finishing up with an extra 10 to magic, and we're going to close that up and go over to Ravager now, get another magic, so 14 magic, and then we're going to get a plus 10 strength node. That's quite nice. Moving over to Hope, who still hasn't like seen battle at all. He's just kind of chilling in the background. But Sazh then, we're just going to move him and get him some HP. And Vanille then, we're going to finish off her Ravager role with some strength and some magic. And then hopping over to Medic, we're going to just move to get some strength and magic again. Vanille's a very balanced character, even though her strength isn't necessarily needed, because like she has no role that uses the attack function. So there's no real need for it to happen like that, but however. And this is the first time in that game I was portrayed. I was like, wait, a nook. There might be another treasure, but no. Alas, no. No treasures for us. But again, it's just stunning. Now, the game is being very cheeky. It is saying you can hop through this shortcut to avoid all these battles down this corridor. But even if we dodge one of them, there are just plenty of soldiers along here. And this guy here, the big like pole arm wielding armored 7 foot tall man nearly, we're going to Libra him. And what you'll notice there is that when Lightning first attacked, she got Power Chain. And basically in the Commando Crystarium, there was a, you know, yellow crystal, which is your different abilities like fire, ice, attack, things like that. With the Commando, there was an auto ability that was called Power Chain, which is basically when a Commando attacks a creature that has 0 stagger bar, that stagger bar is slows down super, like much slower than normal, is what I was trying to say. But as you can see, only having one medic is a very tricky time. And what I really probably should have been doing was taking out the little ads that are doing the, you know, large amounts of damage. Because like 27 a hit is nothing to be, you know, sniffing at, I suppose. And then they're healing him, so I'm literally like, oh my god, this is not really the best strategy that I should be doing. And then eventually I'm like, do I just go for the ads? I'm not sure. Did I dramatically misinterpret how difficult this is going to be? But now that he's staggered again, we're just going to keep up the pressure and the offense. And with a few more hits, he's done. But watch these other rangers. Like, just watch these rangers just absolutely melt. So I was taking all this extra damage, and I didn't need to be. I should have just taken out the little small fry, and that would have been that. But sorry, let me just re-establish. Oh, a 0-star rating. Oh, it's awful. But basically, yeah, this is basically the game saying, maybe when we suggested you use the shortcut to skip all these fights, you should do so, you absolute scrub. But we are nothing if not persistent. So with a Decepticol, we can get a preemptive strike. Bam! And then we're gonna just attack with the high stagger. Hopefully just get to another one before they run out. Quick, quick, quick! Oh! And as I say, realistically, Vanille should have been in Ravager mode too. But now we can just attack away with our win there. Very, very easy. But now, let me explain Power Chain in a way that actually is intelligible. So basically, we got a yellow crystal in the Commando Crystarium called Power Chain, which is like a passive ability. So whenever the attack command is used against a character that has 0 filled stagger, the attack is augmented to the ability Power Chain, which basically, if we watch it now, will just dramatically push up the stagger bar and make it lower really, really slowly. But that's only if you are running up and attacking, you know, with the attack command. And there are other different abilities you can unlock for the commando. Things that augment the character's abilities. So I'll give you an example. Deeper in the Commando Crystarium is the ability Ravage, which basically is where if the commando has Blitz in their opening, you know, action bars, and there is a Ravager in the paradigm, when they attack with Blitz, it will do a dramatic boost to the stagger gain that the Ravager is attacking with. Because I should mention, the roles also have very, very particular things that they do when they're in tandem with each other. So I'll give you an example. You can have Commando, Ravager, Ravager. And Ravagers will go after who the party leader is attacking. Always. They will always do that. But if you have a party leader, or a party leader that's a commando, and an ally that's a commando, the ally commando will attack an enemy that isn't being targeted by the party leader. And that can become very, very tricky. Where if you've staggered something, and there's like another enemy around, and you're like, oh, let's just run down this with my 2 commandos to do like massive damage, and then you realize, oh, this commando is literally attacking everybody but the staggered enemy. But the difference is you would only use that paradigm when you're in like a boss encounter where there is only one enemy and things like that. But it just is important to notice that. And as I say, just having a little bit of a rejig through the items here, and I'm just thinking maybe our only medic should have a bit of that lightning resistance. They seem to like to use lightning. But then, do you know what I think? I think, wait a second, does she have like a better Sorry, I'll explain that rationale. What I then thought of was, this is a bit because I... And yeah, you can kind of hop back here to do the save point, and this is me just showing you that you could have bypassed all of that. But you do get a mineralite if you go the other way. But then, what I also wanted to show you was, you reset the encounters then. So you can actually do this little bit of a loop and get more TP, get more battles in, get more CP, if you wanted. Doesn't necessarily have to be what you have to do, but it is an option. The reason I took the shock bangle off Vanille was a little bit of metagaming, because I know that lightning comes up against many an electrifying foe in her part of the story, and if I put the lightning resist on Vanille, lightning won't be able to equip it because it'll be equipped on Vanille and we won't have access to it if they should ever separate, like we've separated with Snow. So that's kind of one of the reasons I didn't really give Snow much of anything, because I knew kind of, you know, pretty quickly Snow then vanishes from the party, you know. We can jump down here and hop into another fight. And this time, you know, this is where just a little bit of forewarning, and then you go, okay, take out everybody that isn't the enforcer. So, there we go, one down. And it seems to magnetically pull us to this bigger guy. But no, we're just gonna quickly attack down the other enemies, so it just becomes a 3v1 rather than a 4v3. So just a tiny bit of an adjustment, and now it's going to be a completely different battle. But what I also like is the attention to detail with the different characters and their spells. Like Sazh threw a fire, and the fire followed a trajectory and literally like hit the ground. It was able to miss. But it had that particle effect, it had that sound, you know? But now look at this, look how different this is. We're literally able just to have 1v3, focus it down with our triple Rav. It's brilliant, you know? And as I said, if Sazh could be a commander right now, Commando Ravager is actually really good at just doing solid damage to the character, because the Ravager is getting the bonus damage that both commandos are giving, and then obviously the commandos just naturally deal more damage as well. So that's all really good. And again, we're just tipping up and topping up the Crystarium as we go. But as you can see, we're nearly maxed out. We nearly have like the whole thing finished, and it's just from, you know, doing every battle as it comes along and not kind of skipping it. You can basically reach near max level. But always listen for the hum. The hum will never lead you astray. A Tuft of Phoenix down. Recovery items. And a save point. Libra scopes, you say. And a long towering staircase. Is this a boss battle, mayhaps? Oh, that's stunning. Oh my god, the scenery is amazing. Oh, something's on its way. It's the boss. But as you can see, without doing much grinding at all, none really, you actually just going into every fight gets you pretty much to the max of the Crystarium. Which means, and what I like about it is, the Crystarium expands the more you like play through the game. So once we beat this boss, our Crystarium is going to expand. So even though we are about to hit the max, now it's gonna, you know, we're just at the right level of challenge for this boss to be somewhat challenging, but not horrible, you know. We're gonna use up a lever real quick. And now we can probably gather that, like, it's weak to fire. So we're just going to attack quickly to slow down its stagger falling. We're going to move everybody over. Just so that flourish is out of the way, to be honest. Like, that flourish genuinely takes, like, so many seconds in a boss fight. You kind of want to have paradigm shifted a bit first. Now, where lightning can sometimes falter against flying enemies is that when she jumps, she can sometimes whiff her attacks. So that isn't quite ideal. But as you can see, one quick stagger, a little bit of an attack, and the boss is fairly handy to break down, you know?
It's charging up. Charge it? What are you talking about? Charge it for what? Its last moments.
So again, that was just a little taster. And so with that new Libra, it's probably telling us a little bit of extra information regarding the boss. But at this moment, we're just trying to build and stabilize the stagger bar. It's not doing so much damage that we really need to worry about it. And then here's our Hailstorm Bolt. And since we had Vanille on medic, ready and waiting, we were able to heal straight up. The big attack's over, so now we're free to just triple rav, you know, obliterate and skyrocket his stagger bar super high. And again, just swapping and like literally just for a quick second, let Vanille heal up and then switch back again, you know?
Stay sharp.
That was a mistake. I was like, we all have full health, we don't need to have a medic. Just do more damage, quick, quick, quick. Do more damage, quick, quick, quick. But as you can see, once you see that big move coming, have a medic on standby. And then once, you know, the stagger stays high, we get a decent score. We get a new shop. Our characters gain new roles. So Sazh gains synergy and Vanille gains a brand new class we've never even heard of. The Saboteur. So that's going to be our episode, guys.
Come on, hop to it. Let's go.
Beat a boss, got new roles, Crystarium got bigger, and that's going to be it for this episode. Catch you guys next time. Have a good one.
This'll make things easier.
Yeah, knowing our luck, it's probably missing an engine.
You shouldn't be so negative.
And you shouldn't get your hopes up.